What is going on in the world today? Hello, I'm back having lunch today. What are you guys having for lunch? Today I have crab noodles that I made earlier with some vegetables. Oh, how is life going for everybody? What's in the news today that I saw? Oh, I know. I saw that the actress that plays Willow in Buffy the Vampire Slayer died today. I think she was only like 39. Whew, what a way to go. Man, I remember watching Buffy, and the most ridiculous part was they would make steaks out of everything. So, like, Buffy would be fighting with some vampire, and then, like, it'll be like a metal pole or something, and she would just, like, chop it. And then suddenly she'll have, like, a. she'll have a wood steak. Like, it would be anything. It was starting to get ridiculous near the end. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I saw today. She died. That's crazy. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. I'm having lunch. Just want to see how the world is doing today. Any updates? If you're not from America, I think the big thing that's on everyone's topic right now. Oh yeah, yeah. She was. No, you know what? Did it say that it was suicide or not? Because I saw real quick that she had some kind of medical condition. Like she recently had like a liver transplant or something, and she wasn't do. She just didn't look good. But 39 is really young to go. You know what's crazy? I just find that when you're in like that entertainment business, your lifespan is so short. It feels like 39 to go away like that. It just seems. Is that fun? No, I'm just having like a noodle dish I just made. We had some crab the other day, and I deshelled it, and I just basically stirred it up with some vegetables and noodles. That's it. Something simple. Oh, yeah. Also, I was gonna say like the big thing if you're in America right now is the Doge thing. It feels like I've talked about it many times now because every day it seems like every day it feels like there's a new like news cycle. You know, before it was like a whole week to kind of like live on a story. Then it became like 24-hour cycle. Now it's like 12 hours. Oh, what kind of Asian am I? Okay, you know what's so funny? Every single time I do one of these live streams, there's always one person that asks, "What kind of Asian am I?" And every single time, it's like me saying like, "What kind of like white person are you?" But I'm Vietnamese. I know, I get it every time. But like, okay, you see, that's what I'm saying though. Imagine you saw like a white guy, right? And you're like, what kind of white are you? And they're like, ugh. Oh, I want to sit down a little bit. Um, no, it's great to be curious. That's the whole thing. I agree with that. Exactly. Okay, but here's the interesting thing though that I thought about this. That when like the Irish and the Jews and all the other like races started to first come to America, if you go back and look at it, they weren't considered white, right? The Irish when they first came to America, they were like a sub class, just a little bit above like the Chinese at the time, you know? And then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, you're white now." So I think that's an interesting like thing that I guess not a lot of people think about it anymore. Like how like the original like yeah, it's what I'm saying, right? Like the Irish, right? The whitest of white. They were so white, like they're blinding. They're like snow white, right? And you're like, you're not white. That's insane. Um, yeah. Okay, everyone was the same, glowing white. Um, I think I saw this thing about like how first generation of Americans, like you know, like you're first generation immigrant, you're kind of like you still have your own culture, but by the second generation, you're full American. So whatever immigrant or whatever you come here, the second generation, you're like full blown American at that point. I saw someone said earlier that someone's depressed, and what should they do? Um, I would say go outside, maybe get some sunlight, and or just pick up, find something to like to keep yourself busy. And after a while, you find purpose, and boom, maybe you won't be depressed anymore. Uh, am I legal? That's funny. Mr. Chanozad. Can you imagine asking someone if they're legal when they speak English this well? It's like, what are you talking about? I look illegal? What? How is that even possible? Which part? I look Mexican. I don't, I don't know if that's like an insult or good thing, bad thing. I think it's like maybe I just need to shave. What part of the world I'm from? I'm in California right now, and it is the pollen is in the air. It's the season in California where like the pollen is everywhere. Like it's covering all the cars right now, and everyone is sneezing and coughing in California. So I recommend do not come here during this time. It's like if you leave your car outside, you get this yellow film. It covers your cars, and you look at it. It's yellow pollen, and that stuff really messes up your sinuses. How can I afford to live here in California? I've been in California my whole life, so it's just how it is. It is this way. You get used to it. I think you just get used to like the prices of stuff. But I get jealous when I go on like any of those real estate apps and I look at the prices at of like houses in like different states in America, and I'm all like, oh, like that's insane. Where oh yeah, okay, the Oregon thing is because a lot of Californians are moving up. I considered moving to Oregon r- around the pandemic too because I wanted to see some trees. But I get jealous of the prices of the houses in other places where like a regular house here now is like I don't know, minimum like I'm talking about like a two-bedroom, maybe one bath. It's like a minimum 5 to 600,000, you know? While in a 5 or 600,000 in another state can get you like a four bathroom, like four bedroom, 2 3 bath house. Detroit Detroit Lions are the best team. Okay, here's my thing about most of the sports. If you really think about it, um, 'cause as I was talking about before, they're talking like the Doge thing is like the biggest thing on the news right now. It's like constantly on there, and I saw this thing about what's her name, Marjorie Taylor Green. She's got like a basketball. She's definitely got like a sports person's name. You know, like a football name, Marjorie Green Taylor. She was talking about how like the government workers are not even human. They're like trash. I was like, aren't Congress people like government workers? Like, I don't know. Okay, they're not considered government workers, but they get paid by tax dollars too. So, isn't she technically a waste of a person too? Like, like that's if you go. I'm trying to find the interview later, but basically she was saying like how they're just like vampires sucking up taxpayer dollars, right? Okay, so like so then I had to look it up like are Congress people considered federal workers, right? And it said no, they're not. But then I was like, but they get paid by tax dollars. So technically they are, like sucking up tax dollars too. And then I was thinking about it. What really pisses me off about, especially Congress, like they'll spend months and days like working on some bill or law or whatever that they know it's not gonna pass, right? Or whatever. And they'll spend all this time doing it just to be busy and to do nothing. And so I feel like would you rather have more Congress people or would you rather have more FAA people so the planes don't go down? Hmm. Okay, most of their money's from yes, but they do get a salary from us tax-paying, like people, right? Oh, I saw this thing about the insider trading, which I think is super funny. Is I don't know you guys seen? There's a hedge fund, and all they do is follow Nancy Pelosi's trades, which I think it's hilarious. So basically, she'll make a trade or she'll take a position on something, and literally, this hedge fund, all they do is once they see she trades on something, they buy the same thing. Like they just like tracking her. And I saw there's literally an app. I'm trying to remember the name of the app, but there's an app that all they do also is follow trades by like government people, and whatever they buy, it buys it too. So you just like put your money into this app, and this app will invest that money into money into stocks that they buy. And I'm like, that's insane. Oh, dang, what's the name of that app? I don't know. Am I from the Philippines? No, I'm not from the Philippines, but I get that a lot. I think it's how I think it's the my complexion. Like I just get Filipino a lot. Oh, I don't know. I don't remember the name of that, but I remember there is a hedge fund. It is called the Nancy Fund. For the Nancy Pelosi, it literally all it does is it Like she'll buy something and literally they buy it too right away. But yeah, I can't remember the app. I've seen commercials for it. Um, but yeah, that's hilarious. That should be illegal. They definitely need to stop that because like, how can you pass laws and then know what how your laws going to affect certain industries and then buy those stocks? That's crazy. Oh, thank you so much. I just try to be, I just try to be real. Like it's like I feel like everyone needs a break from the normal media stuff. I feel like everyone needs to. They're like, I feel like I'm living in a bizarre world where like you see something and one side of the political spectrum just completely ignores it, right? And the other side is like going hard at it, and then and then something happens to them, and they'll completely ignore it. Like, and I just like to be like, like like how people regularly talk. If you see something that's like messed up, say it. Like why is it so hard? Oh, and also, yeah, I agree. Blinders on both sides. And also, I appreciate everyone that stops here because if you're scrolling through, you're gonna see like hottie bodies, and then you're gonna see me, and then you're gonna scroll some more, and you see other hottie bodies, and you're like, "Well, I choose to watch this weird Asian guy that's sitting in this garage." So thank you. Oh my god, my nose is running. I'm telling you, the pollen situation is crazy. Oh, oh no, okay. As I was saying before, I'm in California, right? And it's like spring is pollen season. So like there's yellow pollen everywhere and it jacks up everybody. So if you're walking around California right now, everyone's coughing, sneezing. It's insane. Like if you go into like a store, it almost feels like you remember like beginning of COVID season when you go into the like grocery store or wherever, and if someone sneezed or coughed, you're like backing up slowly. That's what it feels like right now in California, where everyone's coughing and sneezing, and it's like, oh, get away from me. Um, yeah, that's what it's like right now. So if you see my nose running, it's from the pollen. It's crazy. My my eyes are red, and if I take Benadryl or any of those like allergy medicines, it makes me all dizzy and nauseous, and it's terrible. So I suffer through this whole day with a runny nose, acting like I'm dying, and then right before I go to sleep, I'll take a Benadryl, and then I'll just like knock out. There was a person earlier that's saying that they're depressed, and I want them to think about, you know, we all have a part to play in everything, and we're all important in a way. Just like if we were bolts on an airplane, we are holding that airplane together. If one of us falls off, that door is flying off, right? So we're all important in some way. You just gotta find your way to, contribute to society. Because in a way, we're all holding it together. You look, you look like the person that wanted to be Bruce Lee. Oh my gosh. Ooh, you want to get crazy? Palestine or Israel? Palestine or Israel? You think I should? Okay, but your question. makes me think about. I'm watching Mo on Netflix right now. Check it out. That's a great show. Ugh. Oh my god, I'm dying. What stocks am I buying right now? Okay, you want some stock tips? Let's go. Stock tips. Buy everything that Nancy Pelosi's buying. That's my stock tip. No, I'm not gonna answer your question about Palestine and Israel. I feel like there's no good answer to that. Like, that's like saying, what's the other good one? Do you support Taiwan? It's like doing that thing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, can we just stop? Ooh, but pizza or burgers? I like pizza more because, oh fine, I'll clean my nose. Oh my gosh. There's a crazy pizza. Okay, I'm back. Oh my gosh, the pollen's killing me. If I die, if I don't make it in the next like 20 minutes, you know the pollen got me. Let's see. Yeah, pizza or burgers? Definitely pizza because pizza you can put any topping you want on there. Burger you're kind of limited to, you know, lettuce, tomato, meat, maybe some mushroom, onions definitely. You know, like you're limited. Okay. Pizza is like you can put whatever you want on there. You could put a burger. Oh, how about you put a burger on your pizza and that'll solve all your problems. 7-Eleven or Walmart? That's not even a question. What can you even get at 7-Eleven? Like, okay, unless you're in Japan. I know in Japan, 7-Eleven has everything. That's their Walmart. Like, can we get Japan's 7-Eleven? Pizza's just a snack. Okay, pizza is not a snack. Okay, because you could eat a whole pizza, and like I said, you could put a burger on your pizza. Like, try that out. If you make a burger pizza and you make a gajillion dollars, remember you heard it here first. I told you to do it. You have to come back and give me some of your burger pizza money. All right? Let's make the burger pizza, okay? Regular tomato sauce or ketchup? I don't know. Okay? Boom. Ground meat. Oh, the lettuce too. Oh, okay, no, never mind. Burger pizza sounding terrible idea. Oh wait, never mind. I got it. I got it. Hamburger helper. Oh, wait. Pizza dough. Hamburger helper. Another pizza on top. Burger pizza. Boom. Oh, for sure. Okay, I would definitely say experience. That whole thing in the Middle East when they were like, you wanna go to the other side and get 17 virgins is the most ridiculous thing. Like, what are you gonna do? Imagine, right? You go hard, and you and you like and you're in the other side now, and they give I forget the number. Is this 52, 17, whatever number, right? And they're there. Seven, yes, okay, 72. I just remember some number, right? You were like, and you make it. You're up there, and all 72 are there, but they have no experience, right? So they're just staring at you, and you're staring at them. And if you remember your first time, you're usually um, shy, right? So that means they're very shy. So you're just staring at each other now. And then what? Do you have to make the first move? If you make the first move on 72 of them, you're gonna seem like a psycho. So then they're most likely gonna run away, right? Because they don't want anything to do with you because they don't know what's up. So they just go, like imagine now you're in heaven chasing 72 girls everywhere. Like, no, that seems terrible. Let's see. What's the context? Garv here is asking me weird questions, and I'm trying my best to answer them. That's what's going on. Okay, you. So, Garvin. Okay, now so you're adding more information. So now you're in heaven with 72, right? And you have the power of 100 men, dude. One one pump with the power of 100 men. There's gonna be, you're gonna be splattering people everywhere, right? Power of 100 men, one time, like just a fraction of your power, but times 100. Blood is gonna go into the walls. You know what I'm saying? Like the power of 100 men. You can't do anything. Like, imagine just trying to grab a cup of coffee with the power of 100 men. You would have to like, like, just, ugh. You press too hard, you break a cup. You remind me of those, when the genie gives you wishes, and you wish for like, you make the wish, but you have to clarify your wish because there's always like a downside to every single wish. That's what that reminds me of. Like, I wish for the power of 100 men. Ugh. Oh my gosh, my nose is killing me. Sorry if it's grossing you out, but the tissues are way over there, and I don't want to get them. Have I tried? No, I have not. Okay, I don't want to be a zombie on the streets. I don't know where you guys are, but I mean, I guess where I am, I don't see them very often, but you do see them sometimes when you're driving around, and you just see a body on the sidewalk, and like when I see that, like that's a deterrent. I don't see how anyone sees the person that's like a zombie on the sidewalk and go, you know what? I want a little bit of that inside me. Like I want a little bit of that inside me, so I could be a zombie on the ground. And what I always find very interesting too is like if you ever seen those people that are just passed out on the floor, the people that are walking next to them, like they just walk right over them like it's nothing. Right? That's insane. Like, can you imagine like you see a person and they're not moving for hours, and you're walking. I'm driving, so I have an excuse. I'm not getting out of my car to check on them. But if you're walking and you see them and you just walk over them like it's nothing, that's insane. Like, have you guys, you know what I'm talking about? Have you seen like the zombies on the side? I don't know which part of the world you guys are, but it's a sight to see. You want a body count? I'm from a different generation. I feel like if you guys are younger, you have the apps and whatnot. I miss that. Okay, so I had to actually like talk to people and try to get the girl's number. So I feel like if you're in my time, your body count is just lower. So mine's two. You know, one girl I met in high school, the next girl, my wife. Easy peasy. And that's it. You know. I feel like that's all you need. I mean, I don't know about like. I feel like younger generation, they just go out and about. It's more free, but in my time, you want to settle down because I think life is just so much easier this way. Like I can't imagine going out there now. Now, all right, I'm gonna be right back. I gotta blow my nose. I'm dying. I'm pretty sure you guys are grossed out too by seeing me sniffle out here. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. I was dying. Dude, I'm guessing your age is under. Oh. No, I wish I was that young. I'm getting closer to 40 now, so I feel old. Uh, but okay, you know what I was thinking about as I'm getting older? You know how like every generation makes up new words, and they're trying to think that their word or whatever, like a skibbity or whatever, is like the newest thing, and no one understands those words. I'm like, it's not that hard to understand whatever word you're trying to come up with. Okay, it's always the same. It's literally whatever it is, shorten it by a little bit. Like, it's not that complicated, especially if you're in the like, if you're in your, if you grew up in the internet, you understand. Like, you understand that talk. We're not like boomers here where they like had a certain way to talk. Like, I grew up on the internet. It's not that hard to figure out whatever word, new word that you're trying to come up with means. Okay, unless you start speaking Arabic, I have no idea about that. Oh, the pollen. The pollen. No one talks about the pollen. Hello. Oh, what should we talk about now? Hmm. What is the greatest advice I want to give to the young generation? Hmm. I would have to say, for the younger generation, just I'm trying to think of what is something that I find would be useful. I feel like don't be afraid to fail or look silly, because what's that great quote? It's like you miss 100% the shots you don't take. Like that's an important one. And well, I think what's very hard for the young generation these days is that it's really hard to invent something now. That's what I was thinking about the other day. Like, imagine if you like um, are coming up in the old days where if you just invented the wheel, you're like you're like way ahead already. And it's the you, right now you look at it, you're like the wheel. You just it's not that hard. Or like there's so many inventions that were made during like the industrial revolution or whatever. But if you look at it now, it's so simple. Now, if you want to invent anything, you would need like a master's in whatever. So that's one thing I was thinking about that's very hard for the younger generation. It's so hard to invent stuff now. Like just think of the idea of the scissors, right? Two blades, they come together, they cut stuff. Some guy came up with that and made a gajillion dollars. Like, it's just literally two knives. They took two knives and they put them together with a little like pen that goes in between them, and boom, gajillion dollars. Like, it's so hard to do that now. And even great ideas now, they don't make it very far. Like, I was thinking about this the other day too. Even if you had a great idea now, great invention, there's gonna be someone that's gonna be blocking you because they've already had, because your invention is gonna replace somebody, right? Let's say you came up with a new type of gas. The oil companies who already have the gajillion dollars are gonna stop you. I'm sorry, I'm talking a lot. It's hard for me to read the comments, but they're gonna stop you. So even if you came up with like this great invention, someone's gonna block you. and it's so hard. All right, what is your comment, VJ, that you need me to read so badly? You know? Well, I just get on tangents, so whatever you guys want me to talk about, I'll talk about it. I think I saw somewhere earlier. Oh, what do I think about Putin and Trump kissing? Hmm. Let's see. What do I think about that? I think it's pretty interesting how things are going. I saw this funny thing. It was I'm trying to remember exactly what it was, but it was some kind of UN thing, and like Russia opposed it, America opposed it, and a bunch of other small countries opposed it, while all the other regular countries that we are allied with were for it. And I saw this one guy, he was saying like, "Are we like bad guys now in the world?" Like, it's like we're America is taking a stance with Russia, right? And in most of my lifetime, Russia's considered the bad guy. So are we friends with them now? Are we bad guys now to the rest of the world? Like, that's something that I thought about. Do I like cats? Oh, I'm not a cat person until this cat. I was at a store and this random little kitten came up to us and we took it home. And boom, I'm a cat guy now, I guess. All right, Pro Legend Nigeria FF Gamer. You really need my help. Let's do it. Let's help. What do you need help with? Let's go. Nigerian gamer, you need a job. Okay, he needs a job. There are a gajillion ways to make money right now with. I would reply to you if you let me know. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna say, he needs a job. There's a gajillion jobs right now around the world. I think it's like proofreading AI content. Has anyone ever done that? Like I've seen so many job postings about like you help train the AI bots, but I'm like, are they letting anybody train the AI bots? That's insane. Imagine like you're like typing to ChatGPT or DeepSeek or whatever, but deep down inside, Pro Legend Nigeria FF Gamer is the one that came up with those responses. And that's why, boom, it's all off. Like, that's, I've been talking about this a lot too, that how AI is replacing everything, and no one saw this coming, right? Like, like lawyers are the most vulnerable to AI right now, and that's insane. That's funny to me. Like, you're imagining what, like the lower end people, because like when I was growing up, like they have burger flippers. They're trying to replace minimum wage jobs, right? But AI comes out, and lawyers are the most vulnerable because you really think about it. A lawyer, all they do is they know the law. Like I think in India, maybe maybe if you're in India, you can like speak on this, but I saw that they replaced the judge with AI, right? So, because all they did was they give you your sentence, like they enter in the crime and what he did, and the judge, you know, the judge will give you the sentence. So the AI bot replaced the judge, and they will just like, and he'll be like 5 years, 10 years, whatever. What I said already I was gonna help you out. You gotta give me a problem for me to help you, okay, Mr. Pro Legend? Nigeria judge, gamer guy. But like lawyers, yes. Most so okay. Someone asked earlier, tip for the young generation: don't be a lawyer. Boom. I just saved you thousands of dollars. Okay. If you're on YouTube, you know what AI is. Okay, stop it. Stop it. Everyone knows what AI is at this point. It's the thing that's stealing your jobs. Like I talked about this before, the AI forklift. There's technically AI in everything. But yeah, lawyers now, doctors are getting replaced with AI. Another job that I'm pretty sure you didn't think that they would affect, but if you really think about it, a doctor is just a human Google person with medical knowledge. So, boom, they're gonna be gone. This guy was so good on Squid Games. You know what I was thinking, okay, about Squid Games and Beast Games and whatnot? I am AI at this point. Um, are we gonna move to a point where people are gonna be training for like these kind of challenges? Because how they get you is that no one's ever done that before. Oh, if you hear the rumbling in the back, there's a gardener out there. He's got a weed whacker and he's just going at it. But no one trains for any of these random games. But if let's say Mr. Beast, because he's got the Beast games, and that's real life. If he keeps on going, people are gonna start training for these things. Like like imagine if like his main thing is like the you can put your hand on something and keep it there the longest, you win whatever. People are gonna start training for that. Jumping over stuff, ducking under things. Like you think about instead of learning how to play football or whatever, you're gonna be training for the beast games because if you can win, you win $10 million in 3 days instead of spending all that time getting TTE. You know, you just train for the beast games. Oh, Death Note. Death Note. When I was a kid, when it first came out, that was my jam too. I remember I would like think of all kinds of different ways to be writing in my Death Note for someone to kind of like boop, and I don't know if you guys remember. There was a scene in Death Note where he did I think it was Light. He puts the lead on his door or something, and like if it's broken, he knows someone went inside his room. I did that way before Death Note did. And so when I saw that, I was like, I did that before. I I remember I would put just like maybe a pencil or a stick or something, and then like prop it against my door, and then if someone opens it, it falls down. And then when I came home from school, I would check it. I would open my door and I would check it. I'm like, oh, someone's been in here. Like, oh, I love, I like, I like those kind of shows where there's like a twist, not like, but like a smart way to do it. Not like how Game of Thrones did it near the end, where they they just start doing like a random twist for absolutely no reason at all, just to subvert your expectations for no reason that has nothing to do with anything. Like there should be a purpose to every twist. If you guys are looking for a show to watch, uh, that no one really watches a lot, is Dark on Netflix. Netflix, if you're out there, I could be a sponsor. Find me. But yes, Dark on Netflix. It's a great show. 3 seasons, right? Three seasons, and it's perfectly enclosed, where every piece of the story makes sense, and that that's very important to me because I hate it when I see something and it doesn't make sense and it doesn't get addressed later. Anything that you see in dark, if it doesn't make sense, it will make sense later. So they address everything, which is the best. Great show. And another tip, I know there's like a lot of people like to watch things subbed or dubbed. For dark, don't be a sub hero. You're gonna get so confused by trying to watch what's going on and reading the subtitles because it's in Norwegian, or I think it's Norwegian. You're gonna get too confused. Do not try to be a sub hero. Just watch it in dubbed. There's a lot going on, and if you're reading and trying to watch, no, you're gonna get lost so fast. Yes. All right. My nose is killing me. Yes. Okay. Especially now. Okay, this is super AI technology now, I guess. But especially now, the dub is so good. It's not like before when they're, like their mouths are moving and they'll be like, "Hi, go over there." you know, um, yeah, dub these days are so good. I don't know if they're doing some kind of AI thing where they match the lips now to what they're saying, but if I watch Squid Games in dubbed, and I didn't even notice that, like, I forget that they're speaking Korean. They're like, normally they're supposed to be speaking Korean. You might be. You know what? Okay. I wish I was your dad. You know why? Because if I was your dad, then later on when I get old, you can take care of me. So I wish I had like all these kids everywhere. So when I get older and I'm like in my bed, I'd be like, "Roll Tide 1925, come here and wipe me down." Because that's what we do in Asian culture. We take care of our elderly. So if I'm your dad, you have to come find me one day when I'm like 80 and you're gonna have to wipe me. I'm just messing with you. Um, you know what I was thinking? You know what's funny about Asians, right? Is that we look really young. And I'm pretty sure you might have heard this before. If not, you can hear it now. We're like really young looking until we get maybe to 50. Once we get to 50, I don't know what happens. All of a sudden, we change into like 80-year-olds. Like white people, for some reason, like they'll be 12, like you'll be young, 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 young. Once you hit like 18, all of a sudden you look like you're 30. And then, and you just age rapidly, but then right around like 40, you it's like you kind of stay the same throughout the life. So I guess both sides intersect to be even out at the end. But yes, okay. It's getting late. The pollen in the air is killing me. And I'm going to get out. I'll be back later. But thanks for hanging out. I'll try to keep the same time every day. And just, see what's going on in the news. If you guys want to talk about random stuff, we could talk about random stuff. If you want to go talk about your life, I would love to help. If you want to hear more about my life, I'm here. All right. Thank you for listening. As I always say, thanks for stopping by. You guys could be scrolling through looking for hottie bodies on the internet, but you chose to stay with me to listen to me ramble on about nonsense. I I hate it when no, I'm sorry, another slight tangent. Right, you're scrolling through, right, and you see hottie body doing a live, right, and they don't talk. They're doing jack squatty. They're just staring at the screen, and they're just like, and you see the views, right? and they'll have like a gajillion views. I'm like looking at this, I'm like, this hottie body isn't doing anything besides staring there, and they'll have like 200 thirsty guys trying to talk to them, and they have like the comments off. They're not reading. They just have it on. I'm like, I understand now why some guys want to transition to the other side so they can just stare at the camera and get thousands of views. All right. Thanks, guys. I'll be back later. Had a great time.